Yo, 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 yo. What the business is. Not gonna be online for too long today. Plus, today, the music that's coming out, kinda lackluster. What's dropping? G Harbo and The Baby are headlining the new music that's coming out today in terms of albums. I mean, there's a bunch of singles out there that's allegedly coming out that should be out now, but nothing that really I have to review this, I have to listen to this right now. So I'm not. So what we gonna talk about then? You seeing it right there, man. The ultimate clout chase that Fantano done pulled off, I guess. And these are the reasons why I don't really respect Fantano, on top of other things. But for those of you who don't know, so what got all of the headlines was Drake responded in a direct message to Fantano, saying that, your existence is is like a one to me. Pretty much he hit him up like, man, you on some nonsense. I don't respect you at all. And I feel Drake on this, because what they didn't tell you in the news cycle is what honestly provoked it. Because Fantano provoked this to begin with by showing off, or at least trying to show off, some fake DMs, quote unquote, fake DMs that Drake sent to him. And none of it was real. And Drake was annoyed by this. And then he responded by that. And because of that, Fantano was taking a victory lap. He thinks, you remember how MGK got Eminem to respond and he started popping champagne, acting like he won a championship or something? That's exactly what Fantano is doing at this moment. And he's trying to, he's trying to make it seem like, he wasn't the one that orchestrated the whole thing. And it is what it is. If you thirsty for clout, if you thirsty for money, if you so desperate to get to that level that you would conspire to do something like this, and you actually get it, then hey man, do what you do. But I will say I don't respect it. I mean, you clearly are exposing yourself to be the clout chasing chump that you always been, and that you just cannot reach that level that you always want to, just because you're not getting a Drake stimulus to actually be successful like he does for all the artists. You're not getting that. That's all not grassroots, but he actually has a formula in which he puts into place in order to push people to that level where you get that kind of success. It's not what you're getting here, Fantano. You're getting the trolling. Just like how you already got all the trolls in your audience and all that stuff. That's why all of this is getting provoked and pushed like this. You feel me? You're getting your name in the headlines for 5 minutes, but yet you don't rap, you don't do music. You're not somebody that Drake's audience will look at like, yo, I need to be following this guy because Drake is talking. No, Drake's fans are pretty much anything that Drake says, I'm listening to it. Anything that Drake says and does, I like it, I must buy it. That's his whole audience. By you doing this, you made enemies of this entire audience that you want to go ahead and have, because you're doing clout chasing, thinking that, trying to make it seem like you bigger than what you actually are, but you desperately want to be like how Drake was able to take Ninja and push Ninja to a whole nother level. But that's because Drake is Drake and all his fans love him, and then therefore he decided to go ahead and push that towards all of the pretty much he pushed esports up to a whole nother level because he's Drake playing Fortnite with Ninja. You understand? He actually had a good relationship. Like, his fans actually liked Ninja because Drake liked Ninja. Drake clearly doesn't like you, dog. So therefore, his fans that only like everything that Drake does, they're not going to like you, they're not going to support you. So all this clout chasing that you did on this level, you're not going to get there with it, bro. A lot of effort for nothing. Like, you're just exposing how desperate you are to be relevant on that level. And you know, and I can understand, like, it's difficult to reach that point. It's super difficult to be where Drake is and all that stuff. But you just sabotage your whole. It's like on Batman, the Dark Knight. You never learn to mind your surroundings. That's what this is. The moment that you get the clout chase that you've been desperate for all this time, the moment that you get it, you messed it up. Because you got it in all the ways that you definitely should not want if you were actually like an artist, if you were actually somebody who wants a positive effect on the world, if you actually want to be successful on that level, you're not going to get it. Because you don't think but you can't see but 5 seconds ahead of your face. Like, how is it that Clout chase Fantano, why is it that you cannot build with what you have? Well, one, all of your fans are trolls. Well, not all, but the vast majority of your fans are trolls that's only there to make fun of you. But yet, you can't take that and build that. You can't use that to actually get to that level that Drake is at, because you already got things going. You got people watching you all the time. You can't turn that into anything more than doing what you're doing. You can't legitimately help others to reach the level that you're at. You can't legitimately do anything. All you can do is beg individuals like Drake to respond to you and come up with lies for them to respond to you so that you can maybe one day be like him, thinking that people just gonna let it rock, thinking that people don't mind, people don't care how you did this. This is a weak move, man. This is a super weak move. And this ain't even me like I'm not a Drake fan. I could care less for Drake. To be real, his music, especially as of late, hasn't been very good. People like, oh, you're a Drake fan because you said that Drake album was better than Kanye's. It was better than Kanye's, but both of those albums was trash. Not a fan of Drake. Now, Drake has had some great moments that I rock with, but for the vast majority of it, his music has not been very strong. You feel me? But I'm not going to devise a plan and put on a troll campaign in order to get a reaction out of him so that I can pump it on YouTube so that I can one day become as big as him or something. Like, no, I'd rather own it. I'd rather figure out great promotional strategies. I'd rather put forth all the work necessary in order to shine. I'm never this desperate for attention. I'm never this desperate to get to whatever point that he wants to get to, dog. Like, desperation is terrible. And that's all this feels like. All this is from Fantano is a desperate attempt for him to remain some kind of relevant. Like, but all of his videos he drops gets like tens of thousands of views, at least, if not to the hundreds. I don't be following. I don't be knowing it all like that. This just came across the radar, and I read into it. I'm like, yo, he's clearly trying to scam his way into more notoriety when he already got notoriety. He can build off of what he got. He can live off of what he got. He can continue to be great off of what he got. But instead, he just disrespects himself, disrespects the game, clout chases, and just continue to be a weak chump out here, dude. Just so that he can climb up. I've never liked fame that much. You feel me? I tend to like respect more. I tend to just say what I feel and do at all times. I don't give people like good reviews because, oh, I want to be in their good graces and things of that nature. That's what he does though. I don't come up with a weak gimmick to disrespect albums. Like, hey, if the album is bad, the album is bad. You should go ahead and pop your stuff, dude. That is what it is. But his whole gimmick of wearing the same t-shirt, the whatever it is, the lumberjack joint with the cut sleeves, like he actually got muscles or something. Like he actually is a tough guy or something, dude. Like this is your whole gimmick on how to trash albums or something. But he ain't got no jokes. He really ain't got no actual abilities. Like, and people want to be like, oh, he's the music nerd. He's very smart on how he devises all of his reviews. And hey, you can give him that. I will quote Jay-Z like for his fans. Like, just because he wear kufi don't mean that he's nice. Just because you don't understand him doesn't mean that he's nice. It means you don't understand all this crap that he writes. I know that's a loose adaptation of what Jay was saying. But real talk, when he begins to say things like, yo, you know, sonically, this album is next level. What does that mean? Sonically. You're telling me it sounds good? Sonic waves, as in, okay, are you looking at the sonic waves on your computer when it's being played and you're saying that it looks perfectly? Sonically. No, you're saying that it sounds good. But he puts it in a context that you don't understand, so you just rock with it like, yo, sonically though, this album is dope. Even though the album isn't very good, sonically though, it sounds a lot better than what the music industry is going. Like, well, sonically though. Like, sonically is better than lo-fi. Yeah, but lo-fi is designed to not sonically sound pristine like it was done in a music studio. It's sonically done to be rough. But sonically is all he be going for when it's in the context of what he's trying to drop. Oh, hold up. Freddie Gibbs done dropped a new song this week too? I already reviewed that. I didn't even realize that one was coming out. What else came out though today? Lil Baby got a new song. The World Is Yours to Take. Freddie Gibbs dropped a new song, Dark Hearted. Before Midnight, Kid Cudi came out with the new song. Well, we're gonna talk about Kid Cudi soon. Tory Lanez came out with a new song. We're gonna talk about him too. And Future came out with a new song. We're gonna talk about all these people. Just But yet, let's just sum up the clout chase, Fantano. This is not a good look for the reviewing community, I guess, if that's what you want to call us. When an individual wants to, he's desperate for he's desperate for stardom. So much so that he doesn't understand the audience that he's chasing after or what he's trying to do. He just trolls to provoke, to become so he can continue to be the troll that he is. And you're just going to attract more Fantano trolls. That's, he gave this album more stars than whatever, what he said. All the fans be like Kendrick Lamar, or they always be like, oh, Melonhead, what Melonhead's talking about. And you know, I don't blame his audience trolling him nonstop, because he deserves it with nonsense that he's kicking right here. You feel me? This kind of nonsense that he does, you deserve to be trolled nonstop, harassed, and like, honestly, his whole criticism that he be having towards albums and all, I haven't respected it in a long time, because I understand the game in which he's playing here. You feel me? Sonically, Fantano is not a good reviewer. Cause sonically, how he's talking on the microphone, how he's expressing his opinion, sonically, it doesn't make sense. Sonically, it just doesn't sound like he got everything that's necessary. No, this no, he ain't showing up. Ladies and gentlemen, give me one second. You know what? No, I got to do this. Forget. Forgive me. People talking trash, and I'm in a mood to talk trash right now. But okay. I guess we can end off the clout chase right there. Cause sonically, I think it makes sense for me to end this whole conversation about this individual who doesn't know what he be talking about, that everybody want to define as the best reviewer or something. I don't know, because sonically he ain't got it for me, bro. But yeah, so I was telling you that Kid Cudi dropped a single today, in which I guess it's kind of necessary now, because for those of you who don't know, Kid Cudi's album, certain songs on the album at least, got leaked. And what's funny is whoever leaked it put fart noises over top of the songs. And because of that, everybody's looking at Kanye West. And you know, when I heard the story, I'm like, yeah, that sounds like something that Kanye would do. Now, Mike Dean came out responding like, no. Even if he's a chump, like the chump that he is, he would never leak it. So if he would never do it, then Kanye definitely wouldn't do it, because, hey man, Kanye, how many times have you seen him actually actually do some recording and posting of doing, like Kanye, I don't know. Maybe Kanye would do this. It's funny. It's something that Kanye would do. But given the stories that Kid Cudi has all over the music industry, I'm sure Kanye ain't the only one that's tired of this dude. I'm sure that Kanye isn't the only one that's sick of the diva mentality, the diva attitude, and putting everything else to blame and not showing up and doing things. And Kid Cudi, the way he operates as a musician, man, that's how you get a lot of enemies. Instead of just showing up, doing your job, working hard, not having egos towards things that you feel you shouldn't. He got a whole diva mentality, diva attitude in the context of, okay, sure, you Kid Cudi, you good. People respect you. I've never really, like, even the better albums, like I like the Man on the Moon 3 album, but that don't even really get played like that for me. You feel me? And it was good. It was good. I just never come back to it. So therefore, I don't think it was that good. Like, I keep going back to Ori Lennox. I keep going back to the Kendrick album. I keep going back to a lot of stuff. That one gets the fast forward button. But yet, you gotta respect the success. You gotta respect the fact that he is in the game. He is good. Like, people are emotionally tied to Kid Cudi for their own reasons. You feel me? But I don't think he's good enough to get away with the nonsense that I be hearing that he be trying to pull off. You feel me? But that could just be me. So I'm not putting it past Kanye doing this because he's been super petty. Like, bro, when Kanye outed Kim K for diarrhea on Twitch, on Twitter, like how he said, yo, Kim K, she always having diarrhea more than anybody else that he ever known. And then she's like, don't you be saying anything like that. Like, you probably wrote that message on the toilet right now. Kanye is that petty to do it. It fits his MO. It fits everything. But I'm not going to put it on him until he comes out and claims it, because Kid Cudi got a lot of enemies, bro. Am I saying deservingly so? Maybe. But I'm not gonna put this on Kanye, but it's messed up. You even the worst enemies, like that's what Mike Dean was saying. Mike Dean was like, yo, I would never put that on any artist, regardless of how much of a chump they are. And I feel that. I feel that 1000%. Why do I feel that? Because, like, you can talk trash on an individual. You could not like their music. You could not like them as a person. But when you go and leak out something, one, you're putting yourself in a legal position that you don't ever want to put yourself in just out of spite, because the album is going to come out, is going to do okay. Like, it's not like people buying albums like that no more. You feel me? It doesn't even really make sense to leak anything at this day and age. And then it sets a horrible precedence. Like, it doesn't matter who it is, man. You want everyone to succeed, because when everyone succeeds, then you succeed. Like, as this industry continues to build and continues to make more money, then the better deals. The better deals that come our way. You feel me? Yeah. The better deals, the more money, the more success. It's like when Dr. Dre came and did the Super Bowl. Then I was like, yo, this is the Dr. Dre that we've been waiting on for so long. People didn't understand why I was like that, upset about it, because I'm like, yo, Dr. Dre is the type of individual that pushes everything. If he does the Super Bowl, then therefore, not only is football in terms of halftime shows going to be better, like as you see week 1 and the Rams, they did the same exact show that they had in the Super Bowl. They just didn't do like rappers, but yet they found the formula and everybody is rocking with it, and now people are starting to take that. Like, that's an opportunity for other people to get now. Every football game is a concert, thanks to what Dr. Dre did. That's next level. So whenever he moves, whenever he wins, we all win. So therefore, you don't ever want to sabotage anybody and their money and open yourself up for liability reasons and all of that stuff because you just trying to spite somebody. That's not what you want to do, especially when you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. Because you need him to win, just like how everybody needs him to win in trying times. Every success, like, bro, have you been seeing the stock market? Have you been seeing how bad everything is doing? We need as many successes out here to continue this thing going before people start going bankrupt. You feel me? But I got no worries for the music industry because they found a way to make more money with less. But things are going to get tighter. Like, there's a reason why whenever I'm doing the actual like listening parties that we're hearing ads like non-stop, and it's because they're not getting ad money like that. They're trying to offset the fact that the ad money ain't coming in by doubling down on the amount of ads that they're going to play. That's the game that they're doing. You feel me? Signs that streaming services aren't doing the best. And we see this with a stock like Snapchat. Snapchat is a digital app that's on the stock exchange, where Snapchat, the whole business model is the same business model as Twitch, is the same business model as YouTube, is the same business model as all of them. So when Snapchat is reporting the revenue from ads have completely fallen off the map, not only is that for them, but that's for the entire industry. So if we gonna try to keep this money flowing within this game and continue to climb up and be able to survive off of not having any money, we need everyone to win. So it doesn't make sense on any logical standpoint. It makes sense. It makes zero sense for Mike Dean and Kanye West to leak anything from these individuals. Not on a personal level, not on a spiteful level, not on a business level. But Kanye is crazy enough to do it. That is what it is. So let's move on to the next topic. Speaking of Kanye. But okay, so Future sold his masters. And you know, me personally, I'm not one for selling masters. I don't care how much of a lump sum you give him. Well, in this day and age, maybe it makes smart. Maybe it makes sense. Because a big percentage like this, I can turn that into more money quarterly than what the masters will actually pay me. You feel me? What I would do, because Future sold his masters allegedly for around 65 to 75 million. Now, his catalog, the catalog that he sold here is his catalog from 2004 to 2020. 612 songs. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and a bunch of hits. Like, that's all of like his biggest ones that people really rocked with from him was in that time frame. Stuff that people are going to play forever. Stuff that F up them commas and all of that. that an entire generation cling to. That when they go to the club, if they hear it, they enjoy that stiff. They enjoy these songs still to this day. Like in his lifetime, these songs and all of this stuff is going to accumulate more than 65 to 75 million dollars, potentially, depending on, you know, the market and how things go. But honestly, I think in the grand scheme of things, he and his family, for generations, we talking multiple generations, like 65, 75 million is right here, right now. Take this. But those masters would have been his, and then his sons, and the sons' sons. And it's going to accumulate money for generation upon generation, because these hits were not going to disappear, because this generation that's listening to this music is going to try to put it on the younger kids at least, but yet they're going to ride out with it until the end of time. I do personally believe that Future would have gotten more money in the long run. But I'm not mad at the big payout immediately, because you could do so much with it. Now, will Future do with it? He's probably going to blow it. He's probably going to fuck it up. He's probably going to ruin the fact that he actually got this kind of money, blowing it on jewelry and nonsense to stay fly instead of actual investments into the future. Like, what would you do with $1 million? This is something that you should seriously ask yourself. And I'm not saying that everyone is going to get $1 million or nothing. I'm just saying you should have a plan. What would you legitimately do with this money to build it, to be successful? What exactly would you do? If you have no idea, you're going to blow it. I'll tell you exactly what I will do. I ain't getting like no $65 million, but I got investments in play where hopefully things will go right. If I do happen to hit on the level that I hope that I can hit on, I would take, let's say, this 65, 75 million. First you gotta pay taxes on it. So let's make it simple. Let's make it let's say sold it for 65 million on the low. First you gotta pay taxes. Taxes is probably gonna be around 40%. So let's do a rough estimate. Like, I'm not even gonna bring out the calculator. 65 million minus 30. So we talking $35 million. He's walking away with $35 million. I'm going to put 20 million, not even the whole 35 million. We're gonna put 20 million. We're gonna put $20 million into what is called what are they called? They're called an ETF. An ETF okay, an ETF is pretty much a group. An ETF is pretty much the professionals on the stock market. What they do is they take a bunch of stocks and create their own portfolio. Now, these individuals know what they're doing. Not all of them. Like, you have to actually look into it, find the ones that do. Like, Vanguard is really good. A bunch of them are really good. But you want to look into exactly what each ETF is all about. Each ETF can mean something else. Like, I was just looking up an ETF not the other day about what are they called? Esports, the video game esports. Like, they're making a lot of money. They're doing well. They just now came out with ETS with it, where they started taking companies on the internet. Not internet, but they're taking video game companies that's dominating esports and making money, like Activision, Blizzard, Take-Two. For those of you who don't know Take-Two, they're the ones who do Grand Theft Auto. They got Capcom, who got Street Fighter 6 about to come around. All of these are the people that do the tournaments, and in the tournament scene, they paying like millions. Like, the kid that won Apex Legends won more money than what Tiger Woods won. Now, me, I'm taking 20 of my 35 million and putting it into that. Dividend funds, when done by the right people, the long-term plays, they always go directly up, because these people know what they're doing. If they know what they're doing, I've seen multiple ETFs that never lost money in a year, and they go from, like, say $20 in the beginning all the way up to $200, $300, but it may take like a couple years. It may take special circumstances, but these individuals be doing really well with these. I would put 20 million in that. Why would you put 20 million in there? Because you get a dividend. What is a dividend? In many cases, you get quarterly dividend. Every 4 months, you get a percentage of how much money you got in there. And it don't be a lot. It may be like 3%, 4%, maybe. Or some have it like 4 or 5% on the entire year. What is 5% of $20 million? Let's look. Let me do that one precisely. Hold up. $20 million times 0.05. That's $1 million every year for the rest of your life. Every year. And that's on the most. Like, some of them, like I said, may do that quarterly. $1 million every quarter for free. You ain't gotta go to work. You ain't gotta do nothing. That's what I would do with the money. Future, that's something different. Future is probably going to piss it all away. But that's a retirement plan. You understand? That's how you run with money. That's how you do things with money. Now, I do believe, Future got short sold, because these hits that he got for this trap generation, that's going to continue to live on. Like, Justin Timberlake's catalog went for 100 million. Now, given the two different levels, like Justin Timberlake had Timberland doing pop hits. Like, bro, and them joints is next level. I'm never going to take away from Justin Timberlake's, even though don't like him for many of the actions that he does. But you can't take away the fact that, he got $100 million worth of music. I can give him that. Actually, Kanye just came out, talk about Kanye. He came out, talk about how he heard from the grapevine that his masters are trying to be sold for another around 175 million. For those of you who don't know, Jay-Z sold Kanye's masters to somebody, I forget. He sold them to the record labels so that he can get Reasonable Doubt masters back. He did a swap because Kanye's masters is probably going to be worth more than Reasonable Doubt. I can all but guarantee that. Like, he wanted Reasonable Doubt because it's Reasonable Doubt. That's his classic work. That's how he deemed. I feel as though that's his best work to date. And to have the masters of your best work is something that you would quite honestly want. But I feel as though Kanye West's masters was worth more than that. Oh, I can next to guarantee you Kanye West's masters are going to be worth well more than that in the foreseeable future. That's why I went for 175 million, and Justin Timberlake, who had the pop hits and all that, only got 100. But you know how this thing goes, man. Like, people, what is the value of your masters? How much somebody is willing to pay for it. If I sold my masters for $5, that's how much my masters was worth. Or if I sell my own masters of my own music that nobody has ever heard, that nobody even cares about, if I sell that for $1 million, people will be like, oh, you just finessed these people, you ripped them off. No, they decided to pay $1 million, so the masters was worth $1 million. So clearly Future's whole repertoire, everything that he's done, is only worth 65 to 75 million. I feel as though he could have got more, based off of the name brand recognition, based off of the fact that these songs are never going to die, based off the fact that he got the biggest artist of all, like, that's been happening in music for a long time. He got him on a collaboration album that everybody still rock with. Like, I don't rock with it, but I still see people listening and enjoying it. I do believe Future got short sold on what he brought to the table. But it is what it is. Like I said though, like, yo, you got enough money that if you smart, you can have money flowing all the time, provide a living without having to rap no more. You can live a good life off of $1 million a year. Not as flashy as he's been, maybe, but something resembling You Will Always Be Future. And you can get that on top of still having, because once you put your money into the ETF, you still got the 20 million. Until the ETF falls all the way off, you can pull that 20 million out. This 1 million it's like you just got it in the bank. This 1 million is cool. Cool money on top that you just live forever with. Like, bro, I'm not mad at him if he does the right thing with it. You feel me? But if he doesn't do the right thing with this money that he got from the catalog, he's going to regret this. Oh, he's going to regret this. And speaking of things that you're going to regret, did you guys see that Tory Lanez knocked out August Alsina? For those of you who don't know or haven't heard, so August Alsina was coming back from a show. Like, they was at the same venue, they was doing a show together or whatever. Not together, but they was in the same venue. August Alsina is coming from, I don't know where he's coming from, and he sees Tory Lanez, and he just disregarded him. He just walked straight past him, didn't say nothing. Like, Tory Lanez wanted to splow him up, like, yo, what's good? What's happening? And I think, what was said? Was it, like, that's what, like, we don't respect you for shooting Megan Thee Stallion? He said something along those lines. Like, and hey, that's what happens, bro, when you get accused of certain things that dudes do not respect, and I do not respect the fact that she's clearly still saying that he did it. You dig? No matter how much his Tory Lanez audience is saying that she's lying, I need to see it come out in court. I need to see him get free as charged, and then I will say, you know what? It is what it is. But as of this moment, when the victim says that this person is the person who did it to me, I go with that. So I ain't mad at August Alsina for, calling out Tory Lanez for his nonsense. You don't ever do what Tory Lanez is accused of doing. And not showing no respect. I respect that. I respect that. Like, we need more of that, to be real. More people, like, you're not here to just to feed off of what someone else, just to be a star with this other person. Like, nah. Like, let them know what the real is. Talk to them for real. Now, keep in mind, this is because Tory Lanez is no longer in the industry. Tory Lanez is no longer hot. If Tory Lanez was still hot in the industry, I guarantee you August Alsina ain't gonna be getting bold like this. You feel me? But if you gonna get bold like that, instead of like sitting down and talking to him man to man, you wanna be feminine like this. Like, I mean, because that's the thing. You didn't have to flex on him like that. You could have sat down and talked to him and asked him straight up, like, yo, did you do it? I can't respect you if you did. I respect your music. I respect what you may stand for. But if you actually did this, dog, I can't rock with you. I can't be seen with you, you know? I can't be seen with that type of nonsense. But instead, he did exactly what August Alsina does, which is try to flex on people and pretend to be total other than now. You feel me? Like, that's exactly what he was doing with the whole Will Smith thing. You feel me? Like, he could have just been, you know, smashing Jada Pinkett. None of this comes to light. But no. Oh, he had to make songs and make it into something bigger than what it actually needed to be. And him with this feminine mentality that he brings to the table, tried to ruin Will Smith just to flex. So yes, I'm saying August Alsina got this one coming to him. I ain't mad at your T Lanez for knocking him clean out. Good job. Excellent job. What else we gonna talk about? Did you guys see that Nav was doing an interview? This motherfucker got the nerve. Like, they asked him, like, yo, Nav, why is it that people don't really, like, rock with you, dog? And what he said was, yo, I don't know, man. Like, I think I know why. It's gotta be the way that I look. Oh, he said it's gotta be the way that he looks. Pulling the whole I'm getting discriminated against in rap card. Pulling the whole Fat Joe. Oh, how Fat Joe is trying to give props to all of these Caribbean immigrants and people of that nature for the foundation of what hip-hop is. Saying that on some, yo, y'all just discriminate, like y'all just hating on the fact that these individuals was here. No, we got the facts. We got the balls, fam. There's video of individuals going back to what? The 60s? The 60s rapping. Like mid 60s. Like, for what people think, like when hip hop finally broke through on the mainstream in the 80s. But there's footage of people rapping, like real talk rapping on top of the same kinds of beats that you hear, not as good. Far from it, actually kind of terrible. But it was phenomenal back in those days. There's footage of this circulating the internet as we speak. But yet people wanna say, oh, we're just hating on. No, we're not. Just like, no, we're not hating on you, Nav. People don't like you, not because of your race, but because you're a trash rapper. You never once considered that you're not a good rapper. Are you joking? Like this is too good of a joke you seriously think that you like a Grammy Award winning performer, don't you? You seriously do believe that you're like the best rapper out there or something, don't you? Like, how many people have gassed you up to make you think this? Like, all of his troll fans that be putting out these whack memes, you actually believe that? Like, bro, you don't even pioneer a new sound. You were just another run-of-the-mill, below average, I wouldn't even say average, below average swag rapper with the auto-tune. With no bars. No bars at all. And I be seeing memes like, oh, we got the Thanos glove with Nav because he got a discography, he got bars, he got all of this in comparison to the greatest. Y'all are just y'all are trolling so hard that this fool actually believe you. And you got the arrogance to actually just think that people are doing you wrong when you know you haven't put in the work necessary to be a good rapper, right? Do you know how much work it takes to say things the right way, to actually have things to write about, actual punchlines, metaphors, wordplay? The analysis of people having to break it down and learning things years after they've already listened to the song. This craft is way more difficult than you will ever, bro, you are a gold player in Apex complaining about why you never made it to Apex Predator. Maybe if you learned the game, maybe if you learned how to play, maybe if you learned how to rap, then maybe you can grow to that. But you are so full of yourself that you never gonna get there. Never. And then you wonder why no one gives you the credit that you will never get there. What kind of mentality is this? Excuse me. It's arrogance. And I think that's the theme of everything that we've been talking about today. As I said, I'm not going to be on here forever. I'm about to get up off of here soon. But arrogance is the theme of today. The arrogance of Fantano, however he pronounces his name. His arrogance to clout chase so heavy to pester individuals and then try to make it seem like he's going somewhere. You've just alienated an entire audience with your arrogance, thinking that you actually accomplished something here. Kid Cudi's arrogance for how he portrays himself, how he acts all the time, and that's why he gets so many enemies that you can't tell if Kanye West was the actual person who leaked it. Your arrogance got you to this point. August Alsina's arrogance to not sit down like a man and check an individual like Tory Lanez who deserves, who needs to be checked. But you didn't actually go out and check an individual. You know what you did? You tried to flex on him. And when you flexed on him, he called you out because your arrogance and feminine mentality probably can't fight. Tory Lanez came out clean. From what I hear, it was a one-hitter quitter. The arrogance of Kanye West, and I didn't even talk about, I skipped past, I forgot to even say this. Did you see Kanye West, like, his masters are they're trying to sell his masters for like 175 million, allegedly. I talked about that. But Kanye West posted a screenshot on IG, said, much like Taylor Swift, they're trying to sell my masters without my permission. That's an interesting name to bring up, ain't it? Like, wasn't you the one who hopped on the stage and took the mic away? Wasn't it from Taylor Swift? Am I the only one tripping? Am I the only one that realizes the irony of this entire thing is ridiculous? You want to hold up the individual that you tried to crap on because you, in your arrogance, now you feel as though you got some kind of commonality? Because you're getting raked over the coals, bro? Nah, fam. But then would I say arrogance with Future? No. That's the only one that I feel as though don't deserve the title arrogance for what he's doing, because he could legitimately have a plan to do something with that 65 to 75 million. You got the right financial advisors like me, I'd get him right. You feel me? So there's no arrogance there. Like, I think he's cashing in while he can cash in and got a good amount of money. I wouldn't though, because that, just as masters, if you owned them all, then you're going to get far more than that. You don't even have to do the stock market. It's just going to accumulate on itself with no risk because people love these songs. You feel me? It's already money. I would just take this money that you got and turn it into consistent money. So no arrogance there. And then you should have gotten more than 65 to 75, but whatever. That's fine. That's fine. But much like all the times, man, you have to always remain aware of yourself. Don't get stuck into your arrogance that you're gonna make costly mistakes, that you'll end up losing entire careers, that you'll end up losing fights because you arrogant, or you'll make a full-fledged mistake and alienate an entire audience thinking that you going to blow up off of this or something. Like, lacking being self-aware, feeding into arrogance, thinking that you're untouchable, that you can do any and everything that you want to do in life. These are the things that ultimately sabotage us, sabotage you, get you back on the bottom doing nothing. You feel me? Arrogance is a hell of a drug. Shout out Rick James. It's a drug that people can't walk away from. People are not humble enough to understand that the grind never stops, that you have to continue to climb even when successful. More pressure is laid upon you. You have to be able to, you have to come out here, you gotta get it, bro. Leave all that arrogance and childish behavior, leave that to the side. You gotta be out here, be a professional. Be out here, get your money. Focus on something, get a number. I'll show you how to walk the stock market so that you can do it right. I can show you this. It's not difficult. Be confident in your abilities, but also understand when you need work, Nav. Understand when you actually have accomplished the level necessary to be the admired individual. If you're not there yet, if people hating on you, that means you just haven't proven that you're great yet. You understand? Like, for years and years and years, I hated Tom Brady. Years and years. Because he always beats my team. And then he doesn't beat us like he'll whip our asses in some years. But then the years that we supposed to be winning the Super Bowls and shit like that, Tom Brady pulls a fluke out of his ass. But he's done it so consistently over the years and still winning to this day. To the point that I, a avid hater to the bitter end, finally respected him. Like, you cannot deny his excellence. If you were consistently excellent, eventually people will recognize it. How are you consistently excellent? Get out of your ego. Stop with the arrogance. Focus on the work. Push hard non-stop. Try something new, dope, different. Once you find a taste, if you taste success, if you find any kind of success, keep pushing it. Push it as far as it can go. Then try something new. Whatever that new thing is, try to attach it to what was working. Reinvent it. Keep it pushing forward. That's why Drake is the top artist that make Fantano clout chase. You understand? Because Drake constantly reinvents himself, different sounds. He hasn't done it for the last couple albums, but yet he was just riding the waves of new music and helping individuals get put on, and because of that, he got an enduring fan base that's going to rock with him forever, especially throughout individuals hating on him, clout chasing, so that they could one day become them. But this audience that's been there for him sees through this. That's why it makes zero sense for you to be trolling and doing this nonsense. Put the arrogance to the side. Put in the work. By the time that you're ready, you'll see the signs of success. You'll see the signs of you getting to a certain area. You will finally get there, and it will be worthwhile. It doesn't matter if it's 30 years. Doesn't matter if it's 50 years. That moment that you get there, all the work that you put in is going to be worth it. Take that to the bank. But I appreciate everybody who done came through, man. Everybody in the playback, everybody that's live right now. Appreciate everybody, man. I'm going to call it a wrap right now. And we got a message. What up, Trillaville? I don't know, man. Just because Drake big don't mean he's above criticism. I'm not saying that. Like, when you play back, if you play it back from the top, but you ain't got to. What I was saying, I don't even like Drake as an individual. Not a fan of his. But this clout chase to get these numbers that Fantano is trying to do, it's not going to work. His arrogance is getting in the way of what he could actually be doing. He got an audience. Most of them are trolls, but they're trolls because he's a troll. But he has the ability to put on so many people. He got the ability to build so many businesses. How many tens of thousands of people is watching his stuff all the time? But this is what he does, is troll in order to provoke a response from Drake and then take a victory lap like Machine Gun Kelly. This is what he does. He's clout chasing when he could put his arrogance to the side and use what he has to build something amazing and better for everyone. But his arrogance and him wanting to be something more, which I feel that you want to become more. You always want to be bigger and better. You want to succeed on the next level. You want to succeed on Drake's level. But this is not how you do it. But I've been hella critical over Drake over the years. There's been years upon years that all of Drake's fans hate my guts for everything that I was doing, dude. Like, you don't like any of his singles. You don't like any of his albums. You don't like anything. Until he dropped, what was it? Best I Ever Had. That was the first positive review that I gave him, I do believe. Maybe I never even got a chance to review that. But that was like my first favorite song from Drake. Then it took a while. When he went through the Marvin's Room stage, all of the songs sounding like that, all of that was trash. It was only until, he came back, some of the Young Money stuff with Lil Wayne. But when he came back and he did the back-to-back against Meek Mill, that was another moment in what raised Drake, why I gave him positive vibes and off of that one. But then fell off again, wasn't around for a while, and then started jumping from genre to genre, music to music, like trying to whitewash Afrobeat. Tried to do grime, the UK grime. He's still trying to do that, and that's not working. How collaborating with Future so that he can get into the trap space, and none of that was any good. I'm telling you, Drake is not too big for criticism, and I've been getting on him all this time. But this here is different. This wasn't criticism. This was a critic jumping over the line so that he can get more name recognition when he's already the biggest critic in the game. He's already number one, but he wants to become bigger. So he sabotages his future by trolling, because all you're gonna get is more trolls instead of actually some people that rock with you. It's whack, bro. All of this is whack. But that's it for today's show, man. I appreciate everybody who came through. For those of you who didn't know, who's still here, G Harbo's new album came out. The Baby new album came out. But there's a bunch of singles that dropped, and I mean, I'm not really all that interested in none of these. But Freddie Gibbs, Dog Hard, the single. I'm not going to review it because I reviewed the last one, but I'm definitely going to listen to that tonight. Lil Baby dropped a new song. Kid Cudi had to drop a song because the leak of Kanye folding over the songs, supposedly, could be him, maybe not. But Tory Lanez dropped a new song. Future dropped a... No. Yeah, Tory Lanez dropped a new song, and Moneybagg Yo dropped a new song. So that's all really the new stuff that actually is kind of intriguing me to listen to, but not enough to actually review it. So I gotta go run. Probably gonna grab something to eat right quick, and then do some other things tonight. It probably won't be as short or nothing. But I appreciate everybody that swung through, man. Come back, rock with your boy another day. Hopefully we gonna get some albums eventually. We gonna get an album to a view or something of quality eventually. But you know, I'm here. Y'all be easy.